Can Ron DeSantis beat Donald Trump in a Republican primary? And the second question, or the question I really should have asked first, is can Ron DeSantis even win a Republican primary? And first and foremost, Ron DeSantis he's not Donald Trump in that, sure, he doesn't have the baggage and he doesn't have the weird stuff, and he's also not old, and he's also much more cognitively there in the fact that he doesn't have some weird memory loss situations. So there is that fact. However, Ron DeSantis does not have the same, I guess, fake charisma that Donald Trump has. Ron DeSantis does not have the thick skin that Donald Trump has, because when Donald Trump gets insulted and even when he gets the mildest criticism, he will lash out, but he'll lash out in a way that gets the crazy people on his side, and he'll be so obnoxious and over the top, and he'll be funny in such a ridiculous way that it actually makes people laugh, and it makes people talk about him. Whereas Ron DeSantis, when he gets confronted on even just a little thing, he just breaks down and has like a meltdown like a baby. And the thing is, Donald Trump acts like an entertaining baby, whereas Ron DeSantis just acts like an angry baby. So Ron DeSantis can't handle the heat in the same way that Donald Trump can. So, and not Donald Trump can't really do it that well, but he can handle he loves attention, and Donald Trump loves attention. Donald Trump loves to put himself out there, and Donald Trump just loves to just suck everything in and make everything about himself. Whereas Ron DeSantis pretends to be like Donald Trump, but his real personality is, I get the feeling Ron DeSantis is actually more shy, and he doesn't like attention as much as Donald Trump, and he just doesn't have the same fake charisma, he doesn't have the same skills that Donald Trump has. He really can't work a crowd the way Donald Trump can. Ron DeSantis cannot work a room or a crowd the way Donald Trump can. And Ron DeSantis, people like Ron DeSantis, because he has the same terrible policies as Donald Trump. So, because Ronald DeSantis' policies and Donald Trump's policies are very similar and they're both terrible, the Republicans love Ron DeSantis because they're like, this is the Trump without the baggage. But when you really look at it, Ron DeSantis is, I think, more pathetic than George W. Bush, because George W. Bush and Donald J. Trump have the same terrible policies, but George W. Bush is so stupid and retarded, just like Donald J. Trump, that Bush also manages to be funny like Trump. But with DeSantis, he doesn't know how to be funny or to work a room, or you need a small degree of charisma, even if it's fake charisma. And Ron DeSantis just doesn't have that. Now, moving on. 2016 Donald Trump would have absolutely obliterated Ron DeSantis. But would a 2024 Donald Trump be able to act like a 2016 Donald Trump? And my guess is no. And first of all, that's because 2024 is 8 years after 2016, and obviously Donald Trump is clearly getting older, just like Joe Biden, and Donald Trump and Joe Biden have these cognitive decline issues and these horrible gaffes. Of course, they were having gaffes before, but and one might say, well, they're both gaffe prone and they both are quite strange, so couldn't they be doing it on purpose? And sure, whatever, but the point is, they are definitely in cognitive decline. And with Donald Trump, in addition to the cognitive decline, he's also lost the fake populism that he did in 2016. He just doesn't have that fake populism anymore. He just can't do it for whatever reason. Maybe he forgot to do it, or maybe he just got too comfortable and just didn't want to do it anymore. And in 2016, of course, he stumbled into the right strategy. It's not that he was necessarily strategic and was just so smart that he did it. He just stumbled into the right strategy, so no guarantee that he will stumble into the right one again. So if he doesn't have the fake populism, he's lost his right arm, basically, because his right arm was doing the fake populism, whereas his left arm was demanding and destroying and demasking and annihilating every single Republican candidate on the stage. So maybe he'll still have his left arm where he is annihilating all the other Republican candidates, but if he doesn't have the fake populism, well, that's a major disadvantage to him, because a lot of two-time Obama voters flipped to Trump because Trump was pulling the same grift as Obama, because Obama pretended to be a fake populist and outsider, whereas Obama was really the insider of all insiders. Look at his voting record in the Senate. But Trump acted like Obama. Trump 2016 acted like Obama 2008 in that he pretended to be against the wars and the outsourcing, and he pretended that he was going to be different, whereas he ended up just being more of the same and even worse. So without that fake populism appeal, he loses a lot of power and leverage, and that might be detrimental in a general election. Now, that will be detrimental in a general election, as we saw that it was in 2020, because Donald Trump lost to Joe Biden, and that's largely due to the fact that Donald Trump governed like a standard Republican because that's what he is, and Donald Trump also lost the fake populism because he couldn't even fake it anymore. So there is that. However, in a primary, will the fake populism matter as much? I think it certainly does, because in the primary, Donald J. Trump pretended he was against all of George W. Bush's policies, and he started shredding and ripping George W. Bush on the debate stage, and he was yelling at Jeb Bush and saying, "Your brother, the Twin Towers came down under your brother," and going all in on that. And the Republican base does hate George W. Bush, and to a degree, they understand that George W. Bush's policies were terrible, even though they still keep voting for people who do exactly the same as George W. Bush's policies. So, like, come on, like, think better and make better judgments. But the point is, the fake populism definitely helped him in the Republican primary. Of course, it definitely helped him in the general election, but it also definitely helped him in the Republican primary. So without it, he's not going to be as strong. And as I said, he might still have his left arm where he's just destroying Republican candidates on the stage. But can he still do that? Like, can he still manage to, can a 78-year-old Donald Trump still have the same rhetorical and roasting skills as a 70-year-old Donald Trump? Probably not. Because as you get older, some people just cannot talk as well. And 2016 Donald Trump he talked a lot better and he was a lot more coherent than he is now. Let's just say that, because he was much more coherent and he seemed a lot more lucid than he is now. So there was that. And also, Donald Trump could easily, theoretically, a 2016 Donald Trump could easily destroy Ron DeSantis the same way that Trump destroyed Ted Cruz. Donald Trump could just say, "Ron DeSantis, your wife is so ugly, I wouldn't spill the beans on her." And then Ron DeSantis would just like cry and then do phone calls for Donald Trump. Because Ron DeSantis strikes me as actually more pathetic than Ted Cruz. The difference is Ted Cruz is actually bad at pretending and faking anything, whereas Ron DeSantis is a slightly better faker. So, in theory, Donald Trump could easily destroy Ron DeSantis because, as I said, Donald Trump can handle the heat and go extremely he can handle the fire in a way, whereas Ron DeSantis just can't handle even a little spark. So in theory, Donald Trump could destroy Ron DeSantis and insult him to the high heavens and just destroy him and completely rip him to shreds. But the caveat is, first of all, the donors seem to be lining up behind Ron DeSantis, and once the donors line up behind that other guy, you're in trouble, because if the donors like the other guy better than they like you, then that means they're going to use money on that guy and not use money on you. So if the donors are not on your side, then you're in trouble. Secondly, Ron DeSantis, Donald Trump, for some reason, has just been really scared and unable to attack Ron DeSantis in private. So if Donald Trump started attacking Ron DeSantis in public and going out in public and just shredding and attacking and directly attacking him, instead of, if he did direct attacks, then he publicly called out Ron DeSantis. If he started doing that even now, if he had started doing that months ago, that would have had a massive effect and probably worked in his favor. Of course, it could have backfired, but the point is, if Donald Trump had attacked Ron DeSantis sooner, in public, I mean, he's never attacked Ron DeSantis in public, but if he started attacking Ron DeSantis in public, that would help Donald Trump. But he doesn't do that. Like, is he scared? Does he not want to alienate Republican base voters who like Ron DeSantis? Or is he just forgetting to attack Ron DeSantis because, his memory's not good? Because Donald Trump's memory is not good? Or is he just... it could just be because his judgment is not as good, because in 2016 Donald Trump would immediately preemptively be attacking Ron DeSantis, but 2022 Donald Trump is just not as sharp and coherent or lucid as a 2016 Donald Trump, and he just doesn't have the same instincts and the same approach and the same strategy that he used to. So he's lost several steps. It's not that he's lost a step or two, he's lost several steps. So maybe that's why. Or maybe he's saving a really big attack, and maybe he just has a really big attack ready for Ron Desantis, but he wants to do it closer to the primary because he thinks he'll have a bigger impact then. But I think that if he just waits too long to attack Ron DeSantis, then Ron DeSantis is going to get too much of a popularity boost, and Donald Trump is not going to be able to handle it. So my answer to my questions is that I don't really know, but things are not looking great for Donald Trump because Ron DeSantis does seem to be rising, but let me debunk that in a little bit as well.